Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, we praise Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Ask him send peace and blessing our Prophet Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. As Muslims, we're very fortunate, very lucky, very fortunate. If you read any self-help books, as a Muslim, you sort of know the real complete picture. I mean, the people that write these books, they are themselves, most of them are very intelligent, they're experts in their field. But especially when they start giving life advice, and you start to very quickly see holes in their advice, or that their advice is actually incomplete. And as Muslims, we're very fortunate that through Wahy, because that's the only way you can know. Like, I was reading a book, and they said, they defer to these people. They defer to like karma. If you do good, good will come back to you. If you, they're like trying to fill holes of things that they don't. With things, they're just making up stuff. If you put positive energy out, you get positive. These are the type of words: karma, energy, these type of things. As a Muslim, we're so fortunate to know haqq. Even though we might not be very good Muslims, we might not be practicing things the way we should be and the way Rasulullah ﷺ taught us, and we might not living up to the standard of Sahaba radiallahu anhum, who are expected to follow the role models for us. But we know so much to fill the gap, because we have bits of wahi. We've been taught by our parents, we've been taught in masjids, we had teachers from family. We've been taught and made to understand certain things, intrinsic, actual truths, actual haqq. To know that, no, it's not just random things of the universe. We forget sometimes because we get caught up with everybody else as well. But to know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He's created everything. And then after creating everything, He runs everything, He controls everything. Knowing that, that my life is not just this world. I have a longer life in the hereafter, an eternal life in the hereafter. My life in this world is the consequences of my actions in this world do count, and I'll be repaid, and Allah protect us, be punished if I do wrong. There is an accounting that's coming. There is Jannah, there is Jahannam, and this world is very limited. It is very short. Especially my own lifespan is very short. Everyone knows that. But somehow, we sometimes we can't connect the dots. We sort of lose, we get busy in the sandstorm. When some ikhtilaf happened in the early years of Islam, in the time of Sahaba, and some difference of opinion occurred. So one of the Sahaba radiallahu anhu, I believe Sa'd bin Waqqas radiallahu anhu, he said, we were a people, when there was confusion started, so many other people, non-Arabs, that started to accept Islam. There was other people coming that accept Islam. They were not Sahaba. And they brought their own sort of, they can never be like Sahaba radiallahu anhu. No one after Sahaba will be like the Sahaba radiallahu anhu. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam vouched for them. That my Sahaba giving a handful of grain in the path of Allah, a handful of grain, is better than those who come afterwards give mountains of gold in sadaqah. So no one can reach that standard of taqwa and practice of deen, the people who took the deen directly from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So anyway, in that time, so I think Sa'd bin Waqqas radiallahu anhu, who said that we're a people, we're traveling on a journey. When differences started to arise, especially among the new Muslims, and a sandstorm came on that path. One group said we'll go to the right. One group said we'll go to the right, and in the sandstorm, because the path is that way, and they got lost. Another group said we'll go to the left, and they got lost. We've decided that up to this point we were correct. Up to this point, we are correct. We know up to here we're on the road, on the track. In the old days they had, dirt tracks they traveled through. So we know till this point, till the sandstorm, till this point we were okay. So we're just going to camp here till the storm goes, and then we'll find our way, find the track again. As a Muslim, we are so fortunate just to know that there is Allah. One brother, Brother used to come to this mosque. He lives in another part of Melbourne now. He said, you don't know what it's like, especially 99.99% probably here of the people, they're probably from Muslim families, born in Muslim families. He became Muslim as a white Australian. He said, after 1 year he became Muslims about 20 years ago. He said that we saw someone on the road, like he was drinking or whatever. He said, yes, 1 year ago I was like that. And you don't know what his life is like. Because we're born Muslims, we take these things for granted, because you don't know what his life is like. To not know why you're alive. To not know your Rabb, your Creator. To not know Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. To not know Islam, Deen, what's coming in the Qabr, on Qiyamah, in Jannah, Jahannam. They have no clue what's going on. Now, no matter how smart these people who write these books, we can take benefit from the hikmah. Is the lost property, is a lost hikmah is the lost property of the believer. Take it wherever you find it. So you got these CEOs and these people are intelligent, but then he won't know why he's alive, or she won't know why she's alive. Will not know Allah's. The biggest ultimate truths we take for granted. And we chase after the little crumbs of the little advice that is given in this dunya, how to live in this dunya, how to be a successful businessman, little things. I mean, those skill sets are important and so forth. But in comparison, the big scheme of things, when it comes to the Day of Judgment, it won't actually matter. It's irrelevant. Unless a person uses that for his akhirah. I mean, what's the point of becoming a millionaire and a CEO of a company, and you don't do anything for the ummah and Islam? I mean, what's the point of it all? It's like if we're proud. There's a hadith, in Bukhari and Muslim. There's the lady, she was suckling a baby. The three people the three babies that spoke. There's other narrations more, but in that hadith mentioned three spoke. Isa alayhi salam, Jurayj, the story of Jurayj, and also the lady that was suckling a child, and a person in very fine garments, a very successful person. What we consider success. Ya Allah, make my son like this. And the baby spoke, and he said, oh Allah, not make me like that. This is one of the instances where the baby spoke. Allah inspired it to speak. So he said, Allah, not make me like that successful person. What is seemed as a successful person in the eyes of the people, the movers and shakers of society, he said that he's not, Allah, not make me like that person. This is hadith of Sahih Bukhari. These are the most authentic hadiths. Somehow we sort of filter it. You don't want to deal with this hadith or hadith of similar thing where dunya gets attacked. We love dunya so much. Even the hadith and ayat that attack dunya, we sort of filter it, put it aside. No, deen bhi karna hai, dunya bhi karna. We have to do deen, we have to do dunya. We have to balance deen, we have to balance dunya. This is like our own filtering is going, but Quran doesn't say that. Quran doesn't say balance deen and dunya. No, actually make your dunya, your jobs deen. It's very simple. Earn halal, spend it on good things, spend on your family, you get rewarded for it. It's not dunya, it's deen. Right? So it's like our dunya is deen. As a Muslim, there's no such thing as that's dunya. No, our dunya is deen. We earn halal, we spend on good things, do good works. There are people that work for their akhirah. They use their dunya jobs for akhirah. Everything that they do, if you look at their dunya job, they made sure that all their money and all their resources and energies are utilized just to get akhirah. And there are people who use the works of deen to make dunya. They destroy the akhirah. They will do works and projects of deen for name, fame, wealth, money and so forth. Because of the intention. Muslim, we don't know our own value. We don't know what Allah has given. What a powerful thing Allah has given to us. Is given us niyyah and intention. It's given such powerful tools like dua. That we work because, like I said, the ultimate haqq, the ultimate truth is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Everything in this universe is controlled by Allah, created by Allah, controlled by every atom. Everything in my life and the life of others by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, controlled by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this life will finish, this dunya will finish. all the achievements of this dunya will be destroyed. Everything. This is inevitable. It's coming. So fulfill our responsibilities in this life. We have responsibilities, but because we're going to be asked about them in akhirah. Fulfill our obligations, the huquq, the haqq of Allah, the haqq of the creation. Fulfill them. Because we're going to be rewarded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because I'm going to face Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not because, so-and-so is telling me, no, because Allah is telling us to feed the poor. Allah is telling us to take care of the family. Allah is telling us. So niyyah is such a powerful thing, and dua is such a powerful thing that we've been given. But we seem to only have niyyah for dunya is very, you don't need to give a big speech. Brother, you have to make money. Not big targheeb has to be given. Encourage brothers, dunya is something we should pay attention to. Sahaba radiallahu anhum, they had to give in targheeb to fill the haqq of their family. This is Abdullah bin Amr bin As radiallahu anhu. He married, I'll finish off with this, he married, and his father married him off, and he married, and after 3 days, Amr bin As radiallahu anhu's father went to his daughter-in-law. Look at the akhlaq of Sahaba radiallahu anhu. Went to his daughter-in-law. How did you find my son? And he said, Ni'mul rajul, best of men, yaqumul layl yusum nahar, prays the whole night and fasts every day. So the one who fasts every day and prays the whole night, he hasn't gone. That was her way of saying I haven't seen him. He's been praying and fasting, praying and fasting. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam told him, your family has a haqq upon you. Your guest has a haqq upon you. This is not for the person who's so busy in dunya. This hadith is not for the person, he's giving his whole life in dunya, that when, brother, we should pray salat, we should come to the masjid. Brother, my wife has a right upon me. My kid, guess Rasul. Look at the hadith. See how the same hadith is flipped around, total opposite understanding. What the hadith was not said to the person who's gone hardcore in dunya and forgotten deen. It's for the one who's gone into deen so much to pull him back a little bit. No, there's other Islamic responsibilities that you're accountable to before Allah. To pull him back a little bit, you got to attend to this. Don't neglect this as well. But see, I've become a person. We become people of dunya. So we don't prepare for our own akhirah, for the real realities that are there before us. That is the day of judgment, that is Jannah, that is Jahannam, that is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, remembering Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The reality is we have a very short life. The reality is we're very limited. We have a very short amount of time, and there's an eternity, a permanent life that is coming. How much am I using my resources and ability? When the ummah's, all its abilities are being used for dunya, of course dunya is going to progress. Have a look in every company. There's Muslims everywhere. In NASA, everywhere there's Muslims. Of course, dunya is going to progress. Why? That's why we're here. More than half of you here because of the visa that you came on is from some skill set. There's a reason why you're here. So of course, dunya is going to progress. So deen will flourish when the ummah, when the abilities that Allah has kept inside of us, that we apply for the upliftment of Islam and deen and for our own akhirah. It's not something like we have abilities inside of us. We have isti'adad, salahiyat inside of us. All of us have it. And that's to be used for the deen of upliftment of the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It won't come, if a person, we're happy that Muslims succeed in every field. But if it's not used for, how many people, the football player, soccer player, just that statement that he used that for the Muslims in China. Allah gave him a position, he used it he said, at the cost of his own career and everything and so forth. He said it. At least he opened his mouth and said something when Muslim rulers can't open their mouth. And he took financially, he took a hit and so forth. This is a person Allah's given, and he thought about the ummah, he thought about Islam and Muslims. So as Muslims, we got to stop thinking about that. I'm just putting the label of Muslim and I'm progressing my dunya and that's an achievement for Islam. It's nothing if I don't use it for akhirah and deen and to get the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us understanding. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the tawfiq that all abilities, resources we have, use it in a way that is pleasing to Him, that is pleased with us.